Ladies and gentlemen, hello everybody. How are we doing tonight? Welcome to another episode of the Triple P Show. Yes, we're gonna have these intros kind of spazzed out until we figure out what's going to be going on in the future for this show. But anyway, I am one of your hosts, Pat's Path Predictor, joined with my co-host Ethan WX. Ethan, how are we doing?
Doing great. How about you?
We're doing pretty good. David Schlauhauer hopefully will be joining us in a little bit. We did extend an invite to him. He has agreed to come on the show. I know he does have a limited time frame because of his schedule and all of that. So if he does come on, it will be for a limited time. But while we're waiting for that, we have a few things that we want to go ahead and cover. Ethan, is there anything you want to that kind of piqued your interest over the last little while?
I'll let you take it from here. Um, Obviously, we do have some active weather going on. We've had a lot of severe weather across parts of the
Yes,
Midwest
we have.
and the eastern U.S. over the last couple days.
Yep, we've had some pretty active severe weather. We have a super typhoon currently impacting the Mariana Islands as well, and we also had some 4th of July chaos, not just in terms of weather, but also in terms of fireworks as well. Yeah, so we'll probably get into that a little bit later. But ultimately, yeah, while we're waiting, let's go ahead and kind of get started with this. So yeah, so the first things first, there are like across the country, there are a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings. I'm just looking at radar scope, and there's even some going on, like there's some going on in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Maryland. There are massive. I've can we? All right, we're gonna go ahead and get this. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get this show on the. We're gonna go ahead and get this show started right here because just to kind of show you what's going on with radar scope. On Ethan, I'll go ahead and share the screen with you as well because it's gonna be you're gonna be looking at this wondering, oh my goodness, these are what's going on here. So this is what we got. We have we have these very large severe thunderstorm warnings that are going on, like very wide as well that are going on too. I'm just out of curiosity, what's the speed of this looking like? Yeah, this is a north to south line of severe thunderstorms that's currently impacting Abilene, Texas right now. So wide that it's actually warranted a severe thunderstorm warning for 4 straight counties. And then San Angelo is in the severe thunderstorm warning and down the line. So, yeah, already a pretty
Yeah,
explosive start.
there's a pretty like noticeable outflow boundary moving through. So
Yeah.
damaging winds in San Angelo are probably going to arrive well ahead of that storm.
Absolutely. Yeah, look at the outflow on this. So let's go ahead and take a look at the outflow of this, Ethan. Yeah, you're seeing this right here. Um, look, the outflow is so crazy right now. It's actually extended well ahead of its storm. Look at it's a whole county in some areas away from the severe weather complex. And I'm only imagining what kind of winds they're going to be with that. What do you think?
I'm seeing like 50, yeah, like 50 miles an hour max in that outflow boundary. So
Yeah.
pretty strong winds there.
Absolutely. That's definitely a bit of a sign of things to come over here. But you also are dealing with some severe weather over here as well. We're just briefly going over some of this just to kind of get started. But yeah, there's severe thunderstorm warnings in Pennsylvania, Virginia, Maryland, New Jersey as well. What's going on over here?
Yeah, so this huge mess that you see is part of the low pressure system that's just kind of meandering around the region. Um, as some of you guys from the Midwest or especially the East Coast know,
Yeah.
there's been a pretty extreme heat wave over the last couple of days that has finally broken. I'm actually kind of near Hagerstown, Maryland, so we've been right in that, and we had 3 100-degree days here between July 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
Oh, yes.
That was actually the first time since 1966 that this area has had 3 days in a row of over 100 degrees. So
Yeah.
pretty extreme heat. Heat index was over 115 all 3 days.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And yeah, now we're getting it was pretty hot again today, like 95. So lots of energy for these storms. Some places across the Mid-Atlantic, especially like central Maryland, parts of southeast and south central Pennsylvania, saw a lot of wind damage yesterday. I believe at the peak, around 130,000 people just in Maryland lost power.
Yeah,
So
that's
very widespread storms. We got a little bit here, but nothing compared to what places in Frederick County and Harford County, and then down towards Calvert County in southern Maryland got.
mhm,
You had multiple areas that saw microbursts with 70, 80 mile an hour plus winds. So
absolutely.
quite an active, yeah, it's been quite active across the Mid Atlantic over the last 2 days here. And right now we have a lot of storms. Bulk of it seems to be really in southeast Pennsylvania right now. That huge cluster near Lancaster. And then Harrisburg had a tornado warning earlier today. So quite a lot going on. And then
Absolutely.
we've also got a pretty large severe storm cluster near Baltimore. That's going to be moving up northeast into Harford County, and then also across to I want to say that's Kent County on the eastern shore. Yeah,
Kent County, yeah.
and Cecil County in northeast Maryland. So
Yep,
those are actually some areas that saw severe weather yesterday and still have power outages. So if you're in those areas, definitely keep an eye on things because you're in for another round this evening.
absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, that's what we have going on the severe weather side. We had an extreme heat wave that was going on not just in the U.S. but in Europe as well. We have multiple flash flood warnings going on. We had some flash flooding outside of St. Louis as well too. So that was pretty interesting to talk to kind of look at as well on the 4th of July. I will, but yeah, so at least on the severe weather side of things, we have wide severe thunderstorm warnings in Texas. We have a cluster of them from Pennsylvania down to Virginia, including some more that are already starting to fire off, just in the lee of the Appalachian Mountains over here as well. That's also another thing that we're going to want to pay attention to, especially as it impacts more populated areas. Um, yeah, there's one severe thunderstorm warning that if it keeps going would go all the way through to Washington, D.C., so you're going to want to pay attention to that as well. But ultimately, that's the severe weather side of things. We also have tonight a super typhoon going on across parts of the Mariana Islands at this current point. Ethan, I'm not sure how much you've heard of that happening over
So
there.
yeah, I have actually heard about that. I think it's either making landfall or at least the eye is passing directly over Rhode Island today.
Yeah,
Extremely powerful storm. I want to say sustained winds are 180 miles per hour at the moment. I think it has technically weakened a little bit, but not much.
yeah, for sure.
Um, Minimum central pressure is somewhere around 901 millibars. So, yeah, extremely powerful storm. I actually think it's one of the strongest to ever make landfall in a U.S. territory, and certainly the strongest to ever make landfall on that island.
All right.
Unfortunately, the radar in Guam is down, but if you do look at the most recent scan, it's pretty jaw dropping to say the least.
Let's. Can I see it on tropical? Can I see it on Let's see if I can even. No, I can't even use radar scope for that. But yeah, if you could go ahead and send that in to me. Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and bring a couple. I'm gonna bring a couple people on while we're waiting as well. I'm gonna bring Logan and Trevor on first. And okay, I'm just looking at this right here. Oh boy, that yeah. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna bring Logan and I'm gonna bring Trevor in here first, just so that way we can talk a little bit about that. And yeah, things are definitely getting interesting. Hey, Logan, you're on the air.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah. So last radar image. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this up on the stream. Last radar image. Trevor, you're on the air. Um, Yeah, the last radar from Guam that we had going on. Let's show this for you guys. Yeah. What are based on what you've seen earlier, you guys have been tracking it. What are your thoughts? And what's your overall analysis for right now?
On the tropical cyclone, right?
Yes, yes.
So there has been talks about an eyewall replacement cycle that's been ongoing for the past few hours.
Mm-hmm.
I do agree with that. At first, I was hesitant because the past 2 days I've noticed that this storm has done a few mergers, as so we suspect, because there was a few eyewall replacement cycles that failed and acted like they merged with the inner core, basically, where you have the outer eye that tries and forms, tries to take over, but then it died out, suddenly stopped, and merged into the inner core. During that time, it's been 180 miles an hour, 901 millibars by the JTWC since this morning.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that there was a peak of 185 miles an hour, possibly 190 today. That's a bit of a stretch,
Yeah.
but considering the fact that we've gone a day without intensity estimates, and that the Guam radar showed strong winds, and the observations were showing a pressure drop of about zero point 0.1 millibars every 10 minutes in an area near Guam, and the I forget the name of the Air Force base dropped to about 976 millibars, and this thing was barely reaching the CDO of
Jeez.
this system. So I currently think that this storm was about 185 miles an hour, about 892 millibars.
Mm-hmm.
That was missed as a peak intensity at the moment.
All right. Is there anything else you'd like to add, Logan?
Uh, this storm is just catastrophic. It's produced many water spouts today, this morning, I've noticed, and I wouldn't be surprised if this thing grows extremely large, even after completing the eyewall replacement cycle and all that, to the
Yeah.
point where it probably won't reach this intensity again, but it should be strong enough and still produce some devastating impacts. Also, this is going to be a big ace producer for the West Pacific, and also, side note too, I
Mm-hmm.
apologize if I sound raspy. I'm currently a bit sick, so
That's
there's that.
okay. Okay, so we have a question in chat. What does eyewall replacement cycle mean? Eyewall replacement cycle, for those of you who do not know, is the process where a tropical cyclone um, it develops an outer eyewall, and it develops an outer eyewall around the inner eyewall. So one of the bands that does form from a tropical cyclone becomes a new eyewall, and it starts to choke out. And because once it forms the new eyewall, it starts to choke out the inner eyewall, and all the warm water that's evaporating up into the through the eye of the hurricane or the typhoon in this case ends up being expended on the outer eyewall instead of the inner eyewall. And eventually, as time progresses, those two eyewalls will start to rotate closer and closer to each other, with the inner eyewall kind of collapsing a little bit or merging with the outer eyewall, and the hurricane or typhoon in this case will end up expanding in size as a result. It's kind of like your figure skater example, where if you're doing rapid intensification, instead of your arms start out on your arms start out expanded, but then you bring your arms in and you start spinning really fast. It's kind of a similar situation with an eyewall replacement cycle, um, where you have your arms in, but then you move your arms out, you start slowing down, but then you expand in size. So that's kind of the main process of it, and that's the best way I can describe it. I know I've described it also in some of my documentaries as well. I think it was either the Hurricane Helene or Hurricane Milton documentary that I made that kind of described that process. So check that out if you'd like to know more of that. But Trevor, you haven't talked too much yet. Trevor, what do you have to add with this?
Um, the fact that this typhoon is expected to maintain its strength for probably the next couple of days, it is expected to actually become a Philippine agency name. Inday
Mm-hmm.
is what it caught. It should cross that basin. I can't remember. It should be on either the 7th or the 8th of July, and then it will pose a major impact to, I want to say, Japan Island,
Mm-hmm.
Taiwan, and also the Philippines.
All right.
Taiwan in particular, it seems like if I mean looked at it, see if it was going to shift a little bit, and it seems like it's doing it now.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm looking at the models right now. The European wants this to head towards Taiwan and China, whereas some of the other models are a bit split, maybe having this head towards Korea as well, according to the GFS ensemble. So, yeah. So yeah, definitely definitely a very concerning track if this continues to hold. Right here.
Pat, can I also bring up a few points worth mentioning too?
Absolutely.
So here's quite a few things, honestly. So first
Mhm.
up, with the West Pacific overall, if you look on Cyclonic WX, I believe we are the 8th highest season in terms of ACE at the moment.
Okay.
And then also something else too. You were aware of Tropical Storm Maysak, correct?
Kind of familiar with it. Explain to the audience what happened.
So basically, I think that there was an unofficial peak of about 85 miles an hour, and a lot of people agree with me on this. And
Okay.
Trevor, after I finish my thoughts, tell me, do you agree with that 85 miles an hour? Real quick.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's still a little uncertain, but there was a brief eye that appeared, and there was actually one that tried reforming over land briefly over China. Which,
Okay.
if we bring on LT, he'll tell you a lot about that too, because he's the one who pointed it out to me. And that was likely also an intensity that was missed. And then also, this storm here is likely going to drive the El Nino forward by tenfold because of a westerly wind burst. And not to mention the outflow that this system has, as probably some of the largest outflow I've seen in any particular storm. The outflow reaches all the way to Hawaii.
Yeah. Wait, this
Mhm.
outflow goes all the way to the Hawaiian Islands?
Yep, basically, that's what I've heard. I don't know if that is 100% true, but basically, I've heard that this does reach all the way to Hawaii.
Wow. Let me see. If there's a way I can pull up satellite imagery to verify that. Oh, bad gateway. We have a bad gateway. Okay, I'm hoping it was a one-time thing. Okay, it was. All right, let's take a look. That's the EPAC, Central Pacific. Bad gateway, guys. So, tropical tidbits.
Yeah, it's having a little trouble today.
Yes,
I
it's
can
been
show
having a
you
little
another
trouble
thing
for
that
a
might
few
help you a
days.
little better. I'm gonna put it in this chat here. Just give me a second.
All right.
But this actually has a lot of useful information regarding tropics, and it also has the ADT that I've been monitoring closely. So give me a second. I'll put that in the chat for you.
All right. Okay. All right. So, yeah, you getting all right. You got it real quick. Okay. Cool. Oh, this is Sims. All right. Awesome. Let's see. So that's the typhoon. This is our Dvorak estimates right here. What I'm looking for is.
Yeah. If you go back to the homepage, there's stuff for like your
Mm-hmm.
There's stuff like the shear maps, the wind barbs, and you also have stuff for
Oh
other
yeah.
intensity like the demint and the D print.
Uh,
I'm still learning about those,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
if you press return to
Yeah.
homepage, you'll
I've
basically
been on
see.
Sims before. Let's look at.
Ah,
Let's.
okay.
Hey, LTW, you're on the air.
Hey, hey, what's up,
Okay.
guys?
We're doing okay. We're tracking. We're talking weather right now, seeing if David Schlauhauer is going to come on, or not. If not, then we'll have to figure something else out for a little while. But yeah, because we did send an invite out to him. He has agreed to come on, but he was only available for a limited time frame. So we're just kind of doing the best we can, and we're kind of just talking weather until he either shows up or lets me know otherwise. So. Yeah, that's just what
Okay.
we're doing for right now. I also have some other stuff I wanted to go ahead and show personally, but yeah, here's our wind shear map. So I have this pulled up. Logan. Um, what should we be looking at?
I'm just gonna zoom in real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
You should. This is definitely a little bit less impressive as it was earlier on, but I
Okay.
think that's because the system is creating its own outflow in a
Yeah.
sense, where there's the shear barbs where you can see the 25 to 30 knots of shear.
Mm-hmm.
Like the 20 to 35 knots of shear out in front of it, I think is created by the storm itself. But if you
Mhm.
look at upper level divergence, I think that should tell you that the divergence, because
Yeah.
this was originally under a Tut cell, a
Mhm.
tropospheric upper level trough,
Yeah.
basically. Uh, it's moved since under a high pressure ridge out behind the Tut cell, and that high pressure combined with the Tut cell has created an outflow for this system, and that Tut cell and the high pressure extend between the both of them about to Hawaii.
All right. Oh,
And that Tut you can see by the wind shear that is
What's
hold
well
on.
up to the
Hold on. David Schlotthauer has joined the show. David, welcome to the Triple P Show. You are the first guest on. Guys, Trevor, Logan, LTW, mute yourselves for a little bit for me, please. David, how are you?
I am doing very good. I have literally like 8 minutes left of my lunch.
Okay, so we have a very
Eating
limited
some
time.
strawberry ice cream.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and shift over to. We're gonna pause the stream on my end. Well, not this. We're gonna pause the Discord stream, and then we're just gonna we're just gonna do this. Um, but yeah, first of all, David, glad you're here. Let's go ahead and get started. You're doing good. Everything going well with you?
I am. I'm doing very, very well. Busy day at Costco,
Yep.
but not so busy now because the FIFA World Cup Mexico's playing. So it really has slowed down here. Our door counts today were like in the upper 300s, but now our door counts are down to like 110, 120. So it's slowing way down.
Yeah. Yeah, I can. That's good. Well, it's both good and bad. It's both good and bad. But yeah, I'm sure you've had a very long day.
Yeah, yeah. On Friday, we hit 410 on door counts. While that does seem like a lot, 410 times five, do the math, because a family of
2050.
five,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. So David, I know you have a limited time frame, but I wanted to bring you on the show. We're not we were just talking weather until you got here, but I wanted to kind of have a little conversation with you because we all know you have over 70,000 subscribers on YouTube. You have over 75,000 subs on YouTube. We all know you as the
I,
as
I
the
have
Yep, go ahead.
I have 75,536 right now, to be exact.
Awesome. So yeah, you have over 70,000 fans that are there for your weather forecasts, but not a lot of but I think a lot of them would like to know, and this is kind of a more personalized experience on the Triple P show. Some of us I'd like to know, David, and I think some of us would too. How did you get into weather? How did you get into weather, and what inspired you to start on this journey that you have now?
Well, it all started back when I was doing Facebook weather updates. I used to be on Facebook, which still is around. Unbelievable. Well, of course, it's going to be around. Um, but my dad told me, like, you should, hey, son, since they're doing weather forecasts on Facebook, why don't you try doing them on YouTube? I'm like, oh, YouTube. Yeah, this David, you have a YouTube channel, right? I'm like, well, all I post on there is random stuff by Davis Weather Station, a solar eclipse, like the Great American Solar Eclipse back in August 21st, 2017. That was a big one. But it clicked in my brain back in that September. So I'm in the break room. So it really clicked in once September came around in 2017, and that's when I was covering. They was Hurricane Maria and Irma. I think it was on the channel back then. But of course, long story short, we have been through lots of ups and downs along the journey. Everyone knows about that. Have been through a few YouTube channels,
Yeah.
but I am very surprised and blessed that I have recovered pretty quickly. I'm actually quite amazed by that. Like, I thought I wouldn't have 75,000 subscribers 3.5 years later.
all because of what has happened in the past. But people really love me. People love my forecasts, and I am blessed about that. And I will still be here doing them. But just for a friendly reminder, not really a promo on the show here,
Sure.
Pat.
Go
For
ahead.
those that do watch my YouTube channel, you guys might still expect me in the afternoon. The uploads have been changed temporarily for the morning hours because of the hot temperatures in my room. My computer is not overheating in the afternoon, but I don't want it to overheat. You would be surprised. It still hits 95 to 105 degrees in my room, even if we have not had serious heat over the last month or so. So that's why I've been moving my videos in the morning at around 5:30 or 6 in the morning Pacific time. But once winter comes around and temperatures fall throughout the day, I'll be going back to the afternoon uploads, probably late morning, early afternoon ish.
All right, that's awesome to that's awesome to hear, David. Next, yeah, and Ethan, do you have a question for David that you want to ask?
I'd say my question is, since you're in California, right? What are your thoughts on the El Nino this year? Because obviously, you probably have a much higher risk of flooding, major snow in the mountains, and all that.
So, my personal take on El Nino is the relative oceanic atmospheric Nino index is still negative, is somewhat positive. It's not very positive.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's a formula that I'm coming out with. I'm still doing a lot of studying on it, but it measures the pressure patterns in Darwin, Australia, Tahiti, Hawaii, and Peru. And that's coupled with the ocean-based state as well. So right now, um, simple way to put it, it's about like the MEI or multivariate INSO index, which has right now that is barely positive.
All right,
Um, hold on, sorry.
it's okay. Take your
Just got
time.
done. So the MEI right now, I'm still waiting for the June output, but it's now plus 0.9. So another way to look at it is not every El Nino is the same. Some El Ninos are stronger than others, but also the atmosphere can behave similar. Sometimes very strong El Ninos could give out very strong atmospheric responses, versus strong or very strong El Ninos can bring out weak atmospheric responses. So back in 2015, the MEI was only a 2.1, which might seem like, wow, that's really high. It actually wasn't, because back in 1982 and 83, we had an MEI with the 1982-83 El Nino of about a 3.4 to 3.7, which is a very strong atmospheric response. The 1997-98 El Nino had an atmospheric response of about a 4, which means even so the 19, even actually, no, let me, it was higher with the 1982-83 El Nino, lower with the 1997-98 El Nino. So we don't know what the value is going to be once we get into the winter months, but the everything points to a very strong, significant atmospheric base state reflection with a lot of rising motion over the central and western Pacific, coinciding with a lot of sinking over the Atlantic and over much of Indonesia,
Yeah.
which reflects a very strong atmospheric response. The SOI, or the Southern Oscillation Index, has been very negative over the last few months, which is quite impressive. Now, given that there has been some data issues, I have to go here in like 10 seconds, but given
Yep.
that there has been some data issues in Queensland, Australia, I'm suspecting that SOI is probably negative 30 to negative 40 right now on the daily contribution, which is very substantial.
All
We have
right.
a very intense typhoon in the Western Pacific.
Yeah.
But anyways, I have to go. My lunch is now
All
over.
right,
But
David.
I'm
Thank you very
glad I was
much.
able to join really quickly.
Yep, David. Thank you very much. Yeah, everybody go subscribe to David Schlotthauer. He's a really good friend of mine. He's a really good friend of Ethan's. He's a good friend of all of ours here. And yeah, just go sub to him. And he is done. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, first guest of the Triple P show. We got him. We did it. Even though if it was for a limited time, we got it. We got it. Oh man.
Round of applause, everybody.
Yeah, dude, given what happened last week with Naz and him having to back out and all of that, I was like, "Oh crap! I hope this doesn't happen. This doesn't happen again, because that would be a huge embarrassment and all of that." But we did it. We did it. Yeah, what's up?
By the way, Pat,
Yeah.
just a little. I know it's like a day late, but happy 4th.
Oh yes, we got a segue. We got a segue into this. Guys, we got guys. I have a little because I have a funny story actually a little bit about this, but yeah, we've been kind of talking tropics. We've been talking weather. We had David on the show. 4th of July was yesterday. Let's talk a little bit about that. How was everybody's Independence Day yesterday? In the
It
chat,
was
tell me how
really
was
good.
everybody's Independence Day? How was
Oh.
America 250? How was 250?
I was in bed asleep, sick,
I'm sorry.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be celebrating that sometime, hopefully next Monday when I have a day off. I am not missing 250. I refuse.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah.
I
Go ahead, LTW.
um I was on Hollywood Beach and I watched fireworks.
All right.
Oh, actually, I do have. I'm not gonna say who, just to keep privacy, but a friend of mine in LT, actually went and visited Philadelphia and actually went there where the Independence Declaration was signed. So
Wow.
that was a
Yeah.
cool thing for him. But yeah, unless LT says otherwise, we're not gonna bring his name up because to keep him private, unless he ever says he wants to be
Sure.
known, if you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But actually, I'll say his name. His name is Alec. He's a good friend of mine. He's also a Florida guy.
Yeah.
He does goof around a bit, but sometimes he kind of locks in.
Sure. But
Me,
yeah.
LT, and Alec act like the Three Musketeers.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Meanwhile, I just have satellite imagery playing in the background. You know what? I'm gonna make this more appropriate. And
Oh, speaking of sat,
yeah.
there is. I'm sure you know that there's an hour replacement cycle going on.
Yes, there is LTW. We'll get back to that in just a little bit. We talked a little bit about that earlier in the show. We'll get back to that in a little bit, if
We
that's
do
all
have
right.
also new current estimates of intensity that just were released
Yep.
too.
Yep, I
Yeah.
just saw that. Yep, I just saw those. We'll talk about those in a few minutes. Is that okay with you guys?
Yeah.
All right.
It's good.
All right.
Yep.
All right, Ethan, how was your 4th of July?
Mine was pretty good. As I said earlier, we had some severe weather here. Fortunately, the worst of that went around us, but
Yeah.
there were some tree branches down and stuff, and I'll post a video of that on my own channel later. But yeah, we did have some severe weather, so that was kind of the highlight of it.
All right. That's good. Yeah, I definitely had some rain in my area and all of that. It wasn't anything severe, but thankfully, but it rained from like off and on from like noon till about 6 o'clock at night. And yeah, then after that, I was at work yesterday, and then I got off work and went to my buddies to see some fireworks. By the way, did you guys see some fireworks yesterday? Did you guys see some
I
fireworks?
did.
Yeah, we did some here.
I
Nice.
heard some, and that was it.
I'm sorry. But yeah, one of my buddies actually had a fireworks show. I think he is streaming in the I think he's streaming he's watching the stream right now. Mitchell, if you're there, type in the chat because we're about to have some fun. Yeah, one of my buddies, he did his whole fireworks show. I want to show a little bit of that. I want to show a little bit of that on the Triple P show. I can't unfortunately play the sound with it because there is copyrighted music with it. It was very choreographed and all of that. But I do want to to show some of show some of that to you guys on the call as well as on the stream. I'm just not going to be able to I'll have to turn the desk. I'll just have to to mute it on YouTube because of copyright and all of that. But I will show the fireworks show because there was some pretty interesting stuff there. I won't show the full thing on that, but I will show some parts of it that I think is both a little interesting and a little funny and maybe a little scary. How does that sound for you guys?
Bring
Yeah,
it
go
on.
for it.
We like scary. We
All
we
right.
like things that go boom.
All right, cool. All right, let's go ahead and do this. All right, let's. Oh, we don't want to. Yeah, we don't want to get copyright claimed or anything like that, so we're gonna mute the video. But yeah, all right. So there's that. Let's go ahead and stream it for you guys. None of you guys are gonna hear anything because it's muted, and I don't want to get copyright claimed or anything like that. But yeah, all right. Let's go ahead and skip over. Let's go ahead and skip over. Let's start around here, and we'll watch some fireworks together. You guys ready?
Hmm.
Yep, go for it.
All right. But yeah, these were pretty cool. This was a 21-minute show choreographed by my buddy, and yeah, look at this right here. Look at this. It lights up the entire neighborhood.
Dang.
Yeah, like this isn't
Wow.
even the finale. This is 4 minutes, and this is very he made a very fast paced show. You know how regularly in the with fireworks show there's one at a time and all of that. Not here.
It's roughly
Oh.
one at a time.
Beautiful. Honestly, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's not too slow paced like you were bringing up about. It's like I've always been like this with fireworks. I'm like they need more.
Yes.
Kind of like that. I'm gonna make the Star Wars reference here. You guys can call it cringe if you want.
Sure.
Oh,
Kind
I know
of
what you're
run
talking
calling
about.
it more
I know what
when
you're talking about.
Blast shooting at Luke Skywalker. More.
I know what you're talking about.
Dude, there was Star Wars music playing during this. I just can't play the video because play the song because of copyright. But yeah, this is one hell of a show right here. So yeah, and yes, this is my own content. I'm not stealing it from anybody. I took this video myself. So yeah, no copyright infringement intended because this is my copyright. Well, it's except for the songs, but I digress. Yeah. All right, let's see.
Mhm.
Oh, this is the part where it starts to get interesting, right here. So, yeah, we're watching this. You're gonna see something start happening in a second. Oh, yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah,
Is that a rogue firework?
yes. There were some rogue
Did you get-
fireworks that shot off and ended up heading towards us. Thankfully, nobody got injured, but yeah, there were 3 of them that kind of infiltrated the right here. So
You're right, though, right?
yeah, thankfully
they're
nobody
right.
got hurt, and then that's not even the crazy part that's coming up.
Well, I was gonna say that's the last thing I was expecting today.
Yeah, I'll
Had
show
to
you
get targeted by fireworks.
Yeah, look at that. You're gonna watch this next part.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Oh,
Another.
they were like homing on Pat.
yeah, yeah. This
Bro,
was not
fireworks
fun.
hate you.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
was not fun. This was not fun. The show itself was pretty fun, but yeah, the good news is the only reason I'm showing this is because nobody got injured. Nobody got hurt.
Hey, Pat, I
Yeah?
think I know what happened.
What?
I think the fireworks were too close together, and then when one exploded,
Yeah.
and then the other shot off.
Mm-hmm.
Like, kind of look at my hand. Look at my hand.
Hold on, LT.
So-
Let me see. Oh, let me. Do you? Yeah. Where are you? I see you right there. Oh,
Hello?
do you want me
Right
to?
here.
Do you want to show it? Do you want to show it on stream, or do you want? Are you good?
You could show it.
Are you sure?
I don't
All right, I'll
mind.
go ahead and switch it over.
I mean,
to
I'm
the
not
Discord.
like
All right,
showing
go ahead.
anything
Go ahead, LT.
personal.
Go ahead, LT.
So like, you know, they use the barrels, right?
Mm-hmm.
The barrels.
Yeah.
So like when one of them shoot, I think they were too close together because when one shot and exploded, and then the other one, when that one
Yeah.
exploded, it kind of
Oh,
shot down
Yeah. Some of them were.
and then
Yeah.
exploded that.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you very. But yeah, thanks LT.
Why? Why are you laughing?
Thanks LT. Yeah, but yeah, that's the kind of stuff that was going on. Um, the rest of the show was pretty good. I want to show some of the. I want to show the finale real quickly. Um, yeah, because it wasn't all bad. Like, let's go ahead and go back to this. Because yeah, let's go ahead and go to 12:06. Yeah. So yeah, let's go ahead and show. This is when the finale starts up a little bit. Yeah, and there's that starts up over there. Yeah, that was all choreographed. Man. Do you guys like
Hey,
the American flag in the shot too?
oh yeah.
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 By the way,
Mhm.
I have a Betsy Ross flag from Yorktown. Not the actual one, like just like a little Betsy Ross flag.
Isn't that the one with 13
You know the
stars?
yeah, the circle. Yeah,
Ah, but
but in
man,
front of fireworks.
yeah.
But yeah,
I'll
we all love
send
our American pride over here.
I wonder what Europeans think of us when we do this kind of stuff.
Honestly, they probably think we're psychos.
I wonder what they do on the fourth. I wonder what they do on New Year's Day.
Honestly, probably drinking a bunch of Guinness.
Yeah, I'll I'll have to ask around though. I'll have to ask for sure. But
Yeah.
man,
Yeah. We actually
happy
need some British
Independence Day to
people and
everybody.
European people on our show.
Yeah, I can't.
These two are my favorite ones. Let's see. Um, copy photos.
Yeah,
I'm gonna paste them in um the VC chat. Okay.
yeah. All right, but yeah, look at that finale,
What?
guys. Look at that
Here's
finale.
one.
Look at this.
Here's one.
Yeah. But man, oh, and that's not quite over yet. Although we got there we go. And
I
that's the
just sent both of them in.
yep, and that, my friends, is the fireworks show for you right there. Um, yeah. What'd you send? What'd you send, LT?
Look in VC
Oh,
chat.
oh, this is some of your
This is in
stuff.
Hollywood. This is Hollywood.
Let's, yeah, this is, yeah,
That's my Betsy Ross flag.
yep.
And then the other image is a picture of the finale.
Did you get any video?
I did, but it's 4 minutes long.
Fair
But
enough.
like the smallest is like 10 seconds.
Yeah,
But yeah, those two are my favorite though.
yeah. That's a pretty fire finale, especially when it's on the beach like that when you're doing that.
Yeah, and also even better, I
Hmm.
saw two other fireworks shows. One in Fort Lauderdale, and one in like Hollandale or
Yeah,
um down south.
that's awesome. But yeah, did you enjoy did you enjoy seeing the fireworks smoke on radar after the fact?
I did not see
That
that.
I
I
think there
was
was
kind of too
some.
focused on Bobby. I
Yeah,
think I was too focused on Bobby for a
yeah,
good reason.
yeah. Okay, and Ethan's gone. Yeah, because he has severe weather going on over there. So yeah. All right. Cool. So yeah, that's our
Yeah.
4th of July shenanigans going on right there.
Ethan did say at 9:41, gotta go quickly.
Yeah. Oh, that's fair. That's fair. But yeah. But man, man, that was. But man, this was fun. Oh man. Oh, it's
You
Mitchell's in the
good?
chat right now. Mitchell's in the chat, talking about his
Oh,
stuff. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, let me see if okay, I can pull it up on OBS right here. Yeah, I'm the one who choreographed. Yeah, you. Yeah, my man. Clap it up for Mitchell. Clap it up for Mitchell. Clap it
Why
up
don't
for
we
Mitchell.
invite him on and see if we can get his thoughts?
yeah.
I don't think he. If he wants to come on, he can. If he has Discord, I can send him that and all that. I can give it to him and all that. But yeah, if he'd like to come on, he can. But but yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I'll just have him let me know and all that.
Oh,
But anyway, so
oh yeah.
hmm
By the way, I did something with my analysis. I did a little fun.
yeah,
Um, with Douglas in the Eastern Pacific.
okay,
Um, I usually have it forming like as a AOI first
all right,
to the end of the life, like when it disappears off of Zoom Earth. Um, and when it disappear off of Zoom Earth first, I kind of did. On, let me screen share real quick.
go for. Oh, let me see if I can. Yep, let's all yours, buddy, all yours.
Yeah. So this is don't mind the analysis, but like this is what I did with the 4.
Yeah, could you explain what you're showing to the audience real quick?
This is my analysis for the Eastern Pacific.
Okay.
Um, uh, yeah, here's like all like the stuff, like the AOI,
The invests.
invest, depression, name, hurricane pager, and other stuff right here.
Mm-hmm.
Records, Enzo type. And this is the part like so the first and last. The first is landfall. This is landfall over here.
Okay. So that's
Um,
so
this is
the X is landfall.
yeah.
Okay.
Different color X's are landfalls.
Cool.
Um, so these are my intensities. Of course, I get help from other people because they kind of know better than me. Um, but I'm specifically looking at Douglas, which was a brief system. Uh, the reason why I have a 21 here is because the AOY itself formed on the 21st of
Oh,
June,
okay.
and it left on the 4th of July.
All right.
That's where I got this idea from because I thought, why not make the 4th you know,
Nice.
American.
Nice.
Yeah, that's kind of all I wanted to show.
All right. Cool. All right. Thank you very much, LTW. I mean, yeah. I mean, this is. I mean, it's good analysis that you have going on right there. Um, yeah, we're gonna. But yeah. So So yeah, that's what we got for right here. So yeah, I know before we got to our segment with the fireworks, um, Logan, you had some stuff you wanted to talk about. What is it you wanted to bring up? I know you had intensity estimates and all of that.
Yes, they just released an official intensity. I actually got this from LT on
Mhm.
Bobby is the name of the system.
Yep.
They went with 150 knots or 175 miles an hour for those who don't use the metric system and a pressure of 906 millibars. That is
Yeah.
evident that this system has weakened from an eyewall replacement cycle, and satellite imagery suggests that this is degraded because of the eyewall replacement cycle that has been ongoing since just before it hit the
Yeah,
Mariana Islands.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much. Still a
I
dangerous
just wanted
Category
to
5
mention,
equivalent.
um,
Yep.
this storm was also so hard to track. Like it's been do it like what it did like it tried 2 Iowa replacement cycles and it failed both of them.
It was three actually.
Yeah.
I
3?
think it was
Okay.
three.
So the
Oh,
first one, there were uh there were like maybe 3 surge you said that it was like 3 bands and then they all kind of congealed into the second one,
Mm-hmm.
like
yep.
the second eye wall, and then
Uh-huh.
the second eye wall merged with the inner. because it rebounded.
Yep.
And then the second one, it rebounded again. And then third, it did a merger.
Yeah, and part of
Nice.
what that was too was the those outer eye walls kept decaying, and I actually had a theory on this I was telling LT about how the upper level divergence is going to create an even tighter core, which would make it harder for eyeball replacement cycles to happen because the core is so tight it would take more to overcome the inner core, and thus the eyeballs that try to form wouldn't be able to succeed as well, and then would end up just becoming part of the inner core itself.
I'm
That's my
gonna
thought
share
on
my
that.
screen again. I'm gonna
Yep.
share my screen.
Also,
Pat,
Elsie, after we're done with this, bring up the whole Masex situation. You caught this before anyone else did, but
What's
finish your
oh
first
yeah,
thought.
yeah, yeah. Okay. So by the way, if you're curious, this was like the tut, like right up here, and you could see like the tut was kind of putting outflow all the way towards Hawaii.
yeah,
Like for example, if I play the loop, you could see like this part, that's part of that storm. You could see the shearing these storms. And look and look here, that's all outflow. If you looked on any past models for this system, you would see as soon as it leaves the tut, it's all outflow. There is zero shear, zero dry air intrusion. The only thing that prevented the storm from being more violent was itself. It had to do the eye wall replacement structure because the eye was so unstable, right?
yeah, yeah, for sure.
What are you thinking, Pat? Do you do like these intensities?
For
Like, do you have
intensities
your
of the estimates
analysis?
right now that are currently right now
No, for Pete.
for peak around 180, or like the official was 180. But what were you thinking? I'm sorry, I was talking. Yeah, Mitchell and I were getting stuff sorted out here real quickly.
Oh, you're
Go ahead.
fine.
Go
You're
ahead.
fine. Um, I I
Hey,
was going.
sorry. Okay.
No, go on.
Go.
I was just saying, I came back and we're getting some pretty crazy lightning here, so I could go live and show it all to you guys if you want me to.
Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
I
Yeah.
Yeah,
just want
please
to
do.
finish. I just want
Yeah.
to finish my thought
And
on
Oh,
that
I'm
hold
also
on.
question.
gonna
Stop.
talk with Ed.
Okay, LT, you finish your stuff very quickly. Ethan, you get your
Yeah.
stuff ready. All right.
Basically, I'm thinking it's a lot. It's a little bit stronger than 180, like
All
what they
right,
have it
there you
as.
go.
I think it's 185. Uh, at peak. At peak. Right now, I think it's like maybe 180, 175, leaning towards 175, 165. I'm done.
All right.
Oh, before you go too far with that too, that's actually something that me and LT were discussing about was the intensity. We both agreed that we have about a peak intensity that we estimated about 185 miles an hour and 892 millibars
Mhm.
at peak just before the other eyeball replacement cycle kind of got underway. And LT can back
We'll
that up
we'll
too.
tell yeah we'll tell you after Ethan shows us
Yeah.
a lightning show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got a little lightning show live on the Triple P show. Oh, there's a good one. Ladies and gentlemen, Dark Steve sent a GEZ for 20 joules, and Beans has sent a GG Keys for 800 joules. Thank you very much for the donations. Those are much appreciated, and all support to the Pat's Path Brichter channel and the Triple P show is greatly appreciated. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. We're having some fun for tonight right here. I'm not sure if I should turn my camera off or if I should just move it over here a little bit. I'll just move it down here just to enjoy the show for you guys. But okay.
Okay.
But yeah, we're
That
getting a
was a
live
good
lightning
one.
show right here. This has been kind of, I will say this has been a little all over the place, but in a good way, I would say. We had David on earlier. We have a lightning show now. We had fireworks too. Man.
Hey, just like what you and Weather Kingdom say,
Yeah.
it's we gotta do one of everything.
Yeah.
Oh, also, Pat, speaking of lightning shows and all that stuff,
Yeah.
I got some really good photos that Trevor and LT have actually seen. I don't know if you saw them yet, but I actually managed to capture Mamada's clouds. I think that's how you say them.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
Mamas.
And would you like me to put those in the group chat
Yeah,
and
go
show
for
them
it.
to everybody?
Yep, go for it.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I'll take a look at those in a little bit. I just want to see. Right now, I'm taking a look at Ethan's lightning show. So, yeah.
And right now I'm taking a look at the storm and the lightning show.
I don't know how well you guys can see that, but yeah, we have some pretty significant
Oh,
lightning
yeah.
just to the.
Yeah,
This is like southeast of here.
Mm-hmm.
I could see it pretty well. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. All right. You guys okay if I bring Mitchell on the show?
Bring them on.
Yeah. Bring them on.
The more the merrier.
All
Am
right.
I allowed to say something about this typhoon?
Yeah, I'll bring him on real quickly. Yeah. I don't want things to be too cluttered. To be too cluttered, obviously. But hold on, I just added him onto the group. Yep. All right, just invite him onto the show. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Bean sent a flow state for another 200 joules. Thank you very much for the donation. It means a lot. Really appreciate it. Got a notification about a Reed Timmer video as well. So all is going well tonight. Mitchell, you're on the air.
Welcome.
Welcome.
What's up, dude?
Nothing much.
Yeah. Hey, we're looking at Ethan's lightning show over here. Yeah, while he's doing
Ooh.
that. Yeah.
I like lightning whenever it's not in our area.
Yeah.
Well, this is in Hagerstown, Maryland area, so I think you're good.
Yeah. But yeah.
Well, it was so random because, like, whenever, obviously, you guys know that me and Patrick are really close friends, and we're just a couple miles away from each other.
Yeah.
But
yeah, don't say where we are. I don't want to dox us or anything like that. But
yeah,
yeah.
I'm filtering myself with
Good.
that.
You're good.
Obviously, I know we're on the air.
Yep.
But I will say this, there's sometimes where like we have like a severe thunderstorm out of the blue, Patrick, where there's like random lightning strikes that are just, stupidly close to my house. And it shakes my room. And sometimes I'm like, was that thing like right by my window? Because it's how it felt. I felt the boom and the thunder was like right there after the lightning flash. And it was insane.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, I believe you for a second for sure, man. But yeah, Mitchell, some fireworks show last night, huh?
Yeah, that was crazy.
Dude, like I was showing it to everybody in the stream here, and these guys right here, like they absolutely loved it. They absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
I showed.
Well, Oh, I'm sorry.
I didn't show the whole thing, obviously, because it was 20 minutes long, but I showed some of the highlights. Yeah.
Yeah. The highlights where, people had the risk of, having burns on their head and body.
Yeah, thankfully nobody got hurt, I don't think. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we saw a firework trying to blow up in front of Pat's face twice.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm
Boom.
actually
Very unfriendly, out close.
yeah, it was I was literally in the frame. If you show it, Patrick,
Yeah,
you can see me.
Dude, I showed you on the frame.
Yeah, you could literally see me duck down because that's how close I was. And I
Yeah.
said, I was watching the show because I was like in awe because I've choreographed this show since November of last year.
Yeah.
And everything is just done. And we're finally at the moment where this thing I scripted and choreographed and picked out the music. It's finally in the air in my backyard.
Hmm.
But um our finale, that was 400 mortars all at once.
Oh baby.
And it took 2 days and like 3 hours a day. And then one of my neighbors is actually a professional pyrotechnician, and so he had like some powder, and then he also like knew everything. Like he had caution tape, he had the stakes, he had just the materials that we needed to have a successful show. I think the count of malfunctions was like 8, I think. But other than that, it was an amazing show. Um, the songs that we had in the display were the Star Spangled Banner, Star Wars after that, Firework
Yep.
by Katy Perry, and then My Songs Know What You Did in the Dark about Fall Out Boy. And then
Yeah.
the finale song was America by Neil Diamond. I hope you guys know that song.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Unfortunately, I couldn't play any of that because I got several copyright claims on that video, so I had to mute it. So
Did you wait? Like already? So how does that work? So
so
like,
YouTube's automated system flags copyrighted songs and all of that. Okay, Ethan, show is
oh,
done.
Yeah, the lightning has slowed down a good bit. So
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, okay. So how that works is YouTube's has an automated system, and they have a database of songs that are copyrighted and all that stuff. And if it flags it in your video, you have to like it. You can't make any money or anything like that. It doesn't
right.
always affect your video's viewing. It just mainly affects if it can be monetized or not. But because I uploaded it on a private account, it
Hmm.
didn't do anything with it, so we're good.
Wow. Well, that's crazy. But yeah, I mean, and I'm sure Disney would have had a fit if, I mean, come on, it's one person, but seriously, you can't let a straggler of one song go. Whatever.
I mean, it's John Williams, man, so you'll have to take it
Yeah,
up with
John
him.
Williams is amazing.
Yeah.
Music is still good as hell, though.
Yeah, you'll
Uh,
you'll have to take it up with
have you
him.
guys heard the Throne Room? The Throne Room?
What's that?
It's like a song from Star Wars. It's called the Throne Room and something,
Oh,
I think.
Duel of the Fates, maybe?
Duel of Fates,
Let me
no.
look.
Okay.
Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah,
dun,
that's
dun, dun.
Darth Maul's theme, but anyway. Yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah, that's
Which
And
actually,
end title.
my favorite theme is actually Battle of the Brothers from Revenge of the Sith. I just love the da 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 da. Anyways,
Oh, yeah.
side
there's
here,
fireworks
but I
going on.
just love
There's fireworks
these.
going on outside by the way, so.
And speaking of
Ooh,
fireworks,
ooh,
Star
go,
Wars
Again?
Hold on,
do the
Mitchell.
camera, Patrick.
Dude, I
Oh wait, you're
I
on your computer. I
dude, I'm
forgot.
on my computer.
I forgot.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Yeah. Anyway, Logan, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was
I
making
actually
another
hear
Hold on,
them.
Mitchell.
side remark
Hold
too.
on,
When it
Mitchell. Let
comes to
Logan
Star
talk for a
Wars,
second.
no one can beat me when it comes to lightsabers. It's like an extension of my arm, and LT and
Yeah.
Trevor can back me up on this,
Okay.
especially
Yeah.
LT. But
I
I
could
am
back
actually
you up.
fairly good when it comes to a lightsaber, and probably even better if I actually come face to face with someone else who's actually good with a lightsaber. I'd basically smoke them in a duel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, this guy literally did the what was it? Like uh the two like battles, like the hallway
I'm gonna go
and
see if
the
All right.
other help me out here,
Yeah,
Serge.
are you familiar with the Rogue One Darth Vader hallway scene where he's just walking in like a menace? Pat, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I
Okay.
thought you were talking to LTW.
Yeah, no, I was talking to you for a second. Are you familiar with the Darth Vader hallway scene from Rogue One?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Basically, LT can back me up on this in a second. I had him and Alec and Earth and Trevor playing this. I'm just mimicking the moves because I've been doing this a few times,
Oh, jeez.
and they can tell you that I did every move like perfectly, and basically it was like movie accurate and made it arguably look even better than in.
It was pretty good.
Yeah. I can only imagine. But yeah.
yeah.
All right. So back to the subject some of the subjects at hand. We have our typhoon over here in the W pack. Ethan has not so much of a lightning show anymore. Water temperatures across the Atlantic are absolutely surging. Once again, it's early July. It's mainly blocked off over here around the subtropical region. We've talked about this on ad nauseum. Also, Ethan, I uploaded a little winter weather video on the 4th of July. How did that come out?
I thought the video itself did pretty well,
Yeah.
like in terms of its production.
Oh yeah.
Last time I looked, it's at like close to like 1,000 views.
It
So
cracked
I think it'll get more as we go on along the next couple
Yep.
weeks.
1.1K as of right now. Yeah, 1.1K as of right now. It's one of those projects too where I know we're talking about winter weather and all that stuff too. But it's just one of those things I'm watching out because of the El Nino. And Trevor wants to talk about the typhoon real quickly. This will be
So,
Super Typhoon Bavi. Trevor, go for it.
so believe it or not, my predictions for the system have actually been right.
Yeah.
I predicted 180, about 180 to 185 right now,
Mhm.
All right.
and my forecast has been completely on track with it.
Oh, speaking of that too, can I add on to something real quick,
Go
Trevor?
for it. Go for it.
Have you seen what some of these models were saying about this system? I mean, we had
Oh
stuff
my
like the
God.
nav gem that were saying like 200 and almost 250 knots. I kid you not. Which
Bro,
just these models were broken this whole time, and
bro,
the
H
H4
Wharf.
was broken tonight and had
Bro,
like 200 and something knots again, and
no,
like
no,
Yeah,
wait.
no.
Wait, hold on. H Wharf wanted a pressure of 9. Correct me if I'm wrong. 846.
six.
That would break
846.
the
846 millibars.
lowest minimum central pressure by far.
Oh yeah, the environmental minimum that was available for this storm is about 858 millibars. And there was actually a time where it was even worse in the past, where that was one model run on, I think it was Manhunt,
Sure.
had 770 millibars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just destruction everywhere.
Yeah. All right. What's up, Mitchell?
I said, I'm glad I've never experienced like a hurricane. I'm glad I'm in the Midwest, but we do have that risk of tornadoes.
Yes, we do.
Hey, same here, same here.
LT, go ahead.
By the way, I just sent it into
All right.
VC chat. This is what H4 flying on like what 12Z.
Okay. I'm going
Holy
to
cow.
use my I'm going to use my one of my 2 curse words tonight. But what the fuck is this? What the heck?
I had to show it. It just
Wow.
looks so unbelievable.
What is this?
I don't know.
And that's not even the worst thing that happened. And this is probably very similar to what the nav gem was showing. It showed about 250 knots, but I couldn't find the model run because Tropical Tidbits doesn't use it anymore. And actually, the one model that has actually been correct has been the Halves A, which I got to give props to the Halves A.
Yeah.
Beautiful work
Yeah.
early on. The model run kept showing eye roll replacement cycle after eye roll replacement cycle. Like I say, that one was beautiful. And then this one just looks like someone decided to paint and throw up on a screen.
But the thing is,
First
Hafsa
time ever
now
that Pat has
has
sworn a
it.
serious topic. That's not true. I've swore in numerous ones. We always get in the regular streams we get 1 curse word per stream. For the Triple P show we upped it to 2. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
By
does
the way,
YouTube have like a thing for that?
It's not necessarily. It's just I figured I want to keep
More
it
of a
somewhat
morality.
professional, but I also want
Yeah.
to add a little entertainment to it. So
Uh-huh.
yeah.
There's also the factor of, hello, we're adults.
Dude, Earth Central, who is another one of our friends, talked about it last week too. But yeah. All right. Anyway, yeah. Let's just say the Triple P show, like, let's just say there's gonna be a lot of YouTube shorts that come out of this. But yeah. Okay. quick question: has Bavi made landfall? Not necessarily. It did not make landfall. The eye moved over. Which island? Correct me. Which island is this, guys?
Rhoda.
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 Okay. The island
It moved
moved
Rhoda.
partially
over Rhoda.
Rota. It didn't make a full landfall because officially for a landfall, which actually a lot of people get this mixed up, you need the direct center. If you want to pause that frame on
Yeah.
Rhoda real quick for me, Pat.
Yep.
It's gonna take a second because stream delays
for
from
it.
Discord.
Go for it.
I just gotta wait for it to catch up on the TV.
All
But
right.
basically, if you can zoom in on that real quick. You
Can I do
notice
this on
too,
Dapia?
with that,
Can't I do this on Dapia?
Hang on a second. Yeah.
Let me see if I can do this on Dapia. Yeah.
You
Oh,
screen
yeah,
share?
easily
You
can.
screen share?
Yeah.
You screen share?
Yeah.
yeah, that'll help
Thank you.
too.
Actually, never mind. I'll screen share that. Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
come on, Pat, lock
Trick,
in.
I actually hear the fireworks from my phone.
Yeah.
Damn.
My
Have
phone's
it.
picking up on it. Anyway, yeah, this is where the exact center is, guys.
Yeah.
It's not over
Yep.
Rhoda.
Yep. The exact center is to the north of Rhoda,
Yes.
which you actually need, if it was to be considered a landfall, that point where Pat has his cursor, everybody for in stream, has to have been over that island, which is probably about a good 12 miles off to the north of Rhoda. But Rhoda did get partially eclipsed by the eye.
Yeah.
Think of it as like a total solar eclipse. If you want it to be a total solar eclipse, the moon has to go directly over the center of the sun,
Yep.
as opposed to part.
Also,
It's the same
also,
concept.
this.
It
Let
has
Logan
to go
finish,
directly
LT.
over.
Okay, sorry.
It has to go directly over the center of low pressure in order to be counted as a landfall. And also, after the storm goes through, I'm curious to see what pressure reports from Rota were, because
Yeah.
they're probably going to take the pressure and probably reduce it about a good 5 to 10 millibars because they're on the outer edge of
Sure.
a very large eye that was still intensifying at that point, probably reaching a peak just before the eye wall replacement cycle decided to start choking out the inner eye wall
Yeah.
and drying out its convection and strengthening the outer eye wall, which, yeah. And I also do want to remark, too, that this season in the West Pacific has been nuts in the fact that we've had two extremely powerful Category 5s over the Mariana Islands twice this year. We had Sinlaku back in April, and now we have this in July. And these two storms, along with Makala, have led to a very significant hurricanes or typhoon season. Actually, they're the same, but typhoon season in the West Pacific, as I mentioned too, is ranked 8th at the moment for highest ace in the entire season. Actually, I'm gonna take a look at this as we speak, real quick. I won't take too long, LT. Don't worry.
Okay.
I'm gonna look back at the West Pacific rate here, real quick. The current ace is 96 units when you round up. It's comparable to seasons like 1971, the infamous 1997, 1958, and 1957, 2016, 1976, and 2004, in which most of those were actually El Nino years. So this year has some pretty promising yet scary potential. And I can tell you that person in the chat, Hurricane Z5Q, this is not reaching 300 miles an hour. That is possible, and it would have to break physics to make that intensity on a hurricane.
Someone on Weather Kingdom,
Yeah, 700 miles.
believe it or not, someone on Weather Kingdom stream was asking about that. I'm like, we had to debunk that whole thing because one, you need climate change to make that happen.
Yeah, right now theoretical maximum for tropical cyclones is about 220 miles an hour. So
Yeah.
and that's under perfect waters, like 32 plus degrees water for that kind of condition.
Or just for a 300 mile per hour, you need 40 C temperatures. That ain't there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah. All right, LTW, go ahead whenever you're
Yeah.
ready.
Sorry for the partial interruption.
All right.
But I did find 4 things. Pause it. Pause it when it like got close, like when it clipped.
Right here.
Oh, look right there. This doesn't that look like a face?
A little bit.
It
It
looks
also looked like a
like
skull a little bit earlier, like yesterday.
yeah. And another thing that I would like to mention is This is the first time I've ever seen this. An EDS typhoon warning.
Oh,
Which,
Oh yeah, I forgot
um,
about that.
and they also have Melissa like level warning. It says the eye is a distraction. Treat it as a tornado warning. A 150-mile-an-hour tornado
Oh,
bringing
also,
down
don't
your
forget,
house.
LT, what they said in their wording. They said, like, get inside or you'll die, basically, or something
Oh
like
yeah,
that. I kid you
basically
not, they were very,
they
blunt with
they
their wording
said
and very
they
alarming.
said by the way, this is from Rota, NMI news service. The calm is a trap. Treat the returning winds like an approaching tornado. Interior safe room now. Poles and power lines will be down. Take action to protect your life.
Yeah.
If that does not scream like cataclysmic impact, I don't know what does.
Neither.
Basically, they were telling
Yeah.
everybody to get the hell inside and pray like hell that you
Yeah.
survive.
The IWOL absolutely hammered Rhoda on this, and I can only
Yeah.
imagine what Taiwan's gonna face in a few days.
And
The 10th, the
also,
11th is when we're looking at.
What's up?
yeah. Uh, oh,
What's up?
So, believe it or not, a new cone came in now. The 11th is when we are looking at Taiwan getting hit by this. It
Jeez.
is supposed to directly hit China.
Yeah, I saw that.
my one last thing, for the pressure, the reason why we went one A, A5, no, I meant A5, no, I meant, hold on, let me reset this.
All
The
right.
reason why we
You
went,
mean 892 millibars?
892 millibars is due to the fact that you can help me out, but, before reaching the CDO in on the Guam airport, it had a pressure in the 970s.
Yeah, we talked about that
It
earlier
was
tonight.
976 millibars.
Yeah.
That proves that this thing's absolutely intense and has a tight pressure gradient.
Yeah, pressure was dropping faster than we expected, which indicated that pressure was easily in the 890s. And given the presentation and it just overcoming an eye wall replacement cycle that had failed to replace the other eye wall, basically, as I mentioned earlier, the eye got clearer, the CDO became cooler. This is also when we also based this too off the fact that the NWS Guam said winds near 160 knots, which for those not using the metric system, 116 miles and
160
160 knots
knots.
is 185 miles an hour.
Yeah.
oh my
Yes.
God.
And a pressure
So
of
between that
901
and that pressure,
millibars.
Yeah,
Yep.
just for those you do not know, that is equivalent to a mid-range EF4 tornado, by the way.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, and the key part is the pressure. They went with 901 millibars. So if it
Mhm.
had to be stronger than 901 millibars, it had to be stronger than 900.
Exactly. And
So
Yeah,
between those two
that's my
factors,
thinking
that's why we went
with
with
this, but yeah.
185, 892.
Like they're going to have to do something with this during the postseason analysis in my opinion.
And
I wouldn't
Senlaku,
be
too.
I
Yeah,
wouldn't be shocked if they went high 880s, to be
Yeah,
honest.
sure.
same. With both systems, actually.
Why? Yeah.
But yeah.
Oof.
All right.
Yeah.
So all right, cool. So yeah, all right. Awesome. So tonight, just to recap, we had our first Triple P guest on the show earlier, David Schlotthauer. He was on for a brief appearance, but it meant the world because the thing about Triple P is I'm wanting to get more weather YouTubers on here as well. Yeah, and I don't. And what I'm aiming to do is like what we're doing right now is mainly experimental and all of that. But what I'm eventually aiming to do is to actually have weather YouTubers on here to interview them, get their takes on weather, and then eventually slowly bring some of these guys in to ask their own questions and just have a conversation. we kind of started to get a little bit there tonight. Last time was it was the first show. It's not going to be the best, but last time we got there, we were like, okay, Naz isn't going to come on. Let's just talk weather for the rest of the airtime, and called it a night. Tonight was a step in the right direction, for sure, because we had our first guest on. Yes, it was a limited appearance, but we crossed the milestone on the Triple P show. Took 2 episodes to do that. You better believe that'll be on the highlights. But also, we also did talk. Oh, what's up? What's up?
I was just saying, progress is not only linear, always linear. Last time was a bit of a step backwards, but that made tonight's step forward all the more perfect.
Yeah, and you could also argue this was also a 4th of July edition too, even though this wasn't on the 4th of July. And
yeah, I'll even add something.
Yeah, and having Mitchell on the show. Yeah, and having my man Mitchell on the show right here just kind of shows that this is the 4th of July. It is a 4th of July special. You could argue as well. So we're gonna kink this. We're gonna do some fine tuning with this. We're gonna start weeding out the bad elements of it, and we've already started to tonight. But tonight was just kind of both hey, we got our first guest on, and hey, it was 4th of July. Let's talk about that because that happened as well. And along the way, bring some good weather and all that stuff too. We talked about Bavi quite a bit. We talked about the severe weather that's going on. All right? So to kind of round this out, ladies and gentlemen, and those in the call, are there any bad weather takes you have seen this week? Are there any bad weather takes like you've seen on whether it's on YouTube or Twitter that we can take a look at? Because that's kind of how I.
Well, I wouldn't say this.
There's actually one. Here's one I want to look at. That
All right.
you actually look at.
Post them in the chat, and I'll go ahead and read, and I'll look at them.
Yeah.
I will say.
Also, 2 things, Pat.
Okay. Mitchell, you go first, and then whoever wants to go.
I said I will say yesterday with the rain and all that, it was kind of a pain to set up all the fireworks because we were rushed at the last minute to set up everything.
Mm-hmm.
And we had to, whenever we were setting up in the morning, because we started at 7:40 in the morning. And then at like 12 p.m., I think the first thing came, and I heard thunder, and I was like, I think that was thunder. And then the next rumble of thunder happened. And I'm like, oh no, here we go.
Yeah.
So then I ran and got a tarp, and then my neighbor just so happens to be a handyman, and he had like 10 tarps, and we had to cover everything with tarps and then wait until the storm passed, which was at like it ended at like 6:40.
Yeah.
And so then we were rushed, and then the whole thing with the tipped fireworks and all that was just like, what?
Yeah.
Mhm.
But,
we live and we learn.
yeah.
Though. We live and we learn.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right.
But it was such a good show, though.
Oh, I enjoyed it. All right, Trevor, you sent me something. I seen this tweet before. You were talking about David with using the Guam radar and all of that. Yeah, we just had him on. We just had him on the show, and all. We just had him on the show and all that. So I don't want to go too deep into. I don't want to go too deep into this.
No.
Yeah.
No disrespect to David, but I just want him to know that if he did stream this, he would be dealing with this.
Oh yeah.
That
Post is
the Guam radar would go out, and I told Weather Kingdom this that you should probably be avoiding using that radar until, and basically you just use satellite now on.
Yeah, satellite's probably the best for right here. That's fair. I didn't see the tweet's still unavailable anyway, so I just showed it briefly and just to kind of show what we were talking about, and that was it. All right. Anything else that we got?
Yeah, I have 2 things real quick for you, Pat.
All right, perfect.
One, this is kind of related to. I'm not gonna say people are aware, but basically, I was experiencing people trying to prefer radar over satellite, for example, on a storm like this.
Oh,
Yes,
okay,
I have
let's take a look
too.
at that.
We're in the same position.
It's right on here on Discord,
Oh, it's.
but I won't get too far into that just because that's many people.
Oh, okay.
We
So
know
it's
it's
basically a
server.
radar versus satellite debate. Yeah, I know you were talking to me about that earlier. Yeah.
Yep.
Here's what
And
I'll say
then also
about that.
one thing
Oh,
too.
sorry, Logan. Sorry. Were you saying stuff, or do you want me to go ahead?
I have one more thing too. Don't
go ahead.
forget my images from earlier. I sent stuff to you
Okay,
in the group chat about the scenery.
Oh, is that the? Oh, is that?
The stuff I sent earlier.
Oh yeah, I see. Is it the video and the 4 pictures?
Yep.
All right. Oh yeah, yeah, I'm gonna show this on stream. I'm gonna show this on
Okay.
stream.
Yeah.
These are. I gotta say, these are
That's a
incredible.
great looking
Oh, you should
cloud.
show my images. Here, I'll send them to you.
Yeah, I'll go. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Let's see. Let's do
These are the
this.
typhoon images I got.
Man, what kind of cloud? Remind me what kind of clouds these are.
Cumulonimbus and anvil top clouds.
Oh, so
Oh, wow.
these are
Basically,
developing
this was a small.
thunderstorms.
Oh yeah, this was a small cluster of thunderstorms to my west or east southeast of my location.
Yeah.
So for context, I'm in central New York.
Yeah.
I personally didn't experience this because I happened to be just in the right spot where Lake Ontario actually, as I've called my area the tornado graveyard, it turns out it's because Lake Ontario, I'm downwind of it, so it likes to stabilize my atmosphere and act like a cap on the potential, and thus the area just to my east is not affected by that. So that potential was realized there, and I was on the back end of what looked like a small MCV, I dare to say, but I don't know because rotation wasn't too insane or any of that. It was a small cluster, but cloud tops were about 51 to 52,000 feet. I caught my modest clouds on camera.
Yeah, I see that. I have those pulled up right now.
Yeah, it was just unreal, and the clouds were golden because this was the golden hour of towards sunset and all that. It was just
cool.
Yeah.
amazing. You can just ask LT, Trevor, and them, and then I got a few other people I showed this to as well because honestly, I was speechless. I was just speechless.
Oh yeah.
The next day I had some too.
Oh yeah, I just have it pulled up. It's this. Trevor, I gotta say, this is a very ominous shot.
The sun is coming up while it is.
Yeah.
And it's very ominous right there.
Jeez.
By the way.
Yeah. Did you send something LCW? I saw it. All right. Let me open this up real quickly.
It's like
nice
a
storm
little
cloud.
supercell.
Nice anvil.
Yeah, you could see like the mamas on the left.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But it's dry. It was so dry, though. It's such a dry atmosphere because if you looked at like the holograph, or I don't think I did look at the holograph, but it was so dry.
Yeah.
It was like, oh.
Oh, also, speaking of clouds and stuff too, can I actually bring up a pointer that I actually learned a while back?
In a second, let LTW talk first.
No, I'm finished.
Right.
I'm finished.
Oh, you're done? Okay, cool.
If you look at the clouds and you look at the structure of them, if you notice how they're more puffy, but not very loosely looking puffy, if that makes sense to you guys. Basically, very rigorous and very raggedy looking.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, if they don't look like they're almost flattening out, that's a sign that convection is deepening with these clouds. So that tells me that those clouds were fighting through dry air and over-convecting through them, mixing out dry air and creating a thunderstorm environment with just the right amount of dry air, kind of like a mini dry line effect.
Go ahead, LT.
Wait, I got another one.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Like this?
Oh, yeah. That's a Peleus cloud. Yeah. Do you know what that's where that's the storm trying to break the cap right here.
Yeah. And also, what you're talking about, I think that was what the storm was trying to do because I took it on live, and the camera live, it was trying to punch through.
Yep.
It was continuing to build.
Yeah. Yeah. Ethan, are you there?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you see this Peleus cloud right here. I remember when we went storm chasing back in the day. We on the last day of the chase, full day of the chase, they pointed this out right here.
Yeah, I remember that too. That was a pretty crazy chase. At some point, we'll have to talk about that on the show.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I definitely would like to do that at some point. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and all right. I'm gonna go ahead and give my spiel now,
Oh,
real
Trevor.
quickly. What's
Trevor
up?
posted.
Oh, Trevor
Trevor
said something.
posted.
Oh, he sent. Oh, yeah, that's right. He sent another. Oh, this is a gold. This is a golden shot right here.
Beautiful.
There was someone in the background too that was standing. But this is a ongoing cell in Iowa, actually. Not that far from me.
Yeah, that looks really cool, though. Did you get any lightning with this?
No, I didn't get any.
Yeah,
You're probably too far for the lightning.
sure.
There's actually a little fun fact I also learned about anvil tops too. You can see them about up to 170 miles away under pristine conditions.
Sure.
There was actually one time where I was over on the lake of Ontario. I actually was able to see an anvil cloud that was 170 miles away over the lake, and it appeared as a very small anvil, and it was a thunderstorm that was going on in Canada.
Wow.
It was just very crazy to see. But looking at that, I'd say that's probably a good 25, 30 miles away from Trevor's location. And that is very significant if you can see that stuff from that far away. Which, just for reference for everybody there, too, these thunderstorms are larger than you think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is crazy. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a lot of good photos. That's a lot of weather takes we have seen. All right.
Oh, Pat,
Yeah.
just before you, I don't know if you were ending the show.
I'm not ending it
but,
just yet. I have a couple
oh,
more things
okay.
I want to say and all that.
But
So,
hey, Logan, can you back me up here just in case if I get a bit lost or need a bit of help?
Yeah.
So I recently saw something interesting for Maysac. Actually,
ASAP.
Typhoon Maysac in my analysis. Let me explain. So when it went
Explain
inland,
to the audience what's going on here and what you're talking about.
so Maysac, it's kind of like a nuisance because it was, well, I wouldn't say it's a nuisance, but like it was overshadowed by Bavi. But it was a tropical storm that hit Vietnam and Hainan Island in China. And when it was making its final, it was a tropical storm at 60 miles an hour. It was making its final landfall in Vietnam, northern Vietnam, and just decided I'm gonna do a Oscar 2024 and just wrap up right there at landfall. The radar had an eye, and it sustained it for like 6 hours, I believe.
Yeah.
I don't know how long exactly. Also, I should mention too that microwave also suggested an eye-like feature too, and not to mention, LT, the most important thing I mentioned as I was bringing this up to you again, the possibility of a small brown ocean effect that occurred.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're on.
By the way, Pat, I am streaming.
Yep, I'm pulling it up. Go ahead.
So, by the way, this is Maysac. So right now it looks pretty disorganized. But look what happens right there.
Oh. It might. So you're saying it might have rapidly intensified up to landfall?
Yeah, look at that blow up.
Yeah.
And then look right here. You
I
see
what
that
you're looking
indent?
at. Yeah, that looks like a. Yeah.
And then there's radar. It had a full on eye.
Yeah, looks like either that or a or a dry slot, but it looks to me like it's the beginning of a core.
It had a core. It just finally was starting to show itself.
Sure.
Show them the infrared. show him the infrared, LT.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me get hold on, Safari. This was Bavi. I want Maysack. So first I'm gonna show I'm gonna do archive because I don't know how long ago it was.
Are you showing the
So
eye like feature on microwave?
yeah, look right here. You see that?
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, that's definitely a core. That's definitely a core.
Yep.
Look at that right there, right there.
Yep, that's a core.
That's right at landfall.
Yeah.
And that is actually why I
And
said 85 miles an hour.
Yep.
I'm going with the same thing here. And this, oh no, not loop. Archive.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So this, I'm just kind of letting it load. So watch this. I'm gonna play it. A bit faster. So look, you see, it's just convection,
Oh yeah.
and then look what's happening here, and then boom. Wait,
Ooh.
wrong time. Right there,
Yep.
and then look what it did.
Yeah, I see it.
Wait, you see, right there. That's the eye.
That to me looks like a dry slot. It's yeah, that's just my opinion right here. That to me looks like dry air's gotten into it.
Mm.
Yeah. It kind of looks like that. I see where you're coming from, but
Yeah.
yeah, that looks
It's
like
very hard to
that
tell. I'll
looks
give
like
you
dry air
that.
It
to me.
is.
Yeah,
It is.
it could yeah, I'm just giving my perspective on it. Um yeah, that just to me looks more like dry air.
There's
LTW.
Yeah, the
also
only reason we
other.
had thought it was an eye was because it lined up with that inner core structure.
Fair enough.
Mhm.
Yeah, that to me looks like dry air.
Okay.
Also, there was also evidence to support 970 for this system. CKZ when 969.6.
Yeah. All right.
So yeah,
Cool. All
that's
right.
my view on Maysack.
Thank you very much, LTW. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into my spiel right now. Ethan has left the stream. He has left the call for right now. Yeah, so I'm gonna be doing this, but so here's what so this is what I'm probably gonna end up doing. July 5th, we had our next Triple P show. The next Triple P show episode I'm planning to make will be on Friday, July 10th. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's what the next one. Yeah, someone's asking to talk about the Atlantic. We will get to that in just a second. That'll be the last thing we do before we end the stream.
The
And
exciting stuff.
yeah, we'll get to the fun. We'll get to the quote unquote fun stuff because there's been some ensembles there I want to go over. What's up? What's up?
Hmm?
Okay, never mind.
I didn't say anything else.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So yeah, before we do that though, I'm gonna have to throw this by with Ethan. I wish he was here because I wanted to talk to him about it. But what I want to do is because there are some people because what I've noticed is when in my videos and all that stuff, there are some people out that are out there that like like you have groups of people that like what you do, and you also have groups of people that don't like what you do, and there are a couple of people in particular that have kind of caught my attention. And I think a fun Triple P show idea for Friday, and I don't know if they're going to even entertain this, but I want to do a debating my detractors episode. That how does that sound? How does that sound?
Crazy, and I love it.
Yeah.
Hola.
Yeah. I'll have to talk to Ethan, see
Yes.
what he thinks about it first, but mainly because I want to get his opinion. But yeah, there's a couple of people in particular that I want to bring on the show. I'm not naming names on this stream, but they know who they are. And to you people out there, I would want to extend an invite. Friday, July 10th, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. Come on the Triple P show. Storm's United Discord server is in the link in every description of my videos. Also, I can always send it. I can always send it as well to you as I can always send it to you as well. On my YouTube comments.
Mhm.
I want if I want you guys to come on the show. I want you guys to come on the show because I've seen a lot of the comments and all that. I don't know how it's going to turn out. I don't even know if they're going to entertain this. But that's my thought process. Be careful with trolls. Absolutely. You be careful with them.
Oh yeah,
So,
definitely.
like, interviewing the viewers.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's what I mean. I want
Yeah.
to do that
Oh, hey,
eventually.
Pat, I do have an idea to that, too.
Go ahead.
If we do that, we would have to, like, interview the person before they come on the stream to make sure they're not
100%. We have to vet them.
like with all of us. I think with like all of us, or maybe you and Ethan, but whatever you decide is whatever.
I'm gonna do it with
But-
Ethan probably since we're the main hosts.
Yeah.
And if it is a debate
Yeah.
of my detractors, I prefer it just to be myself and Ethan on there. So
Fair.
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah, just
Mhm.
just because, things can get crazy.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I don't need more.
Understand.
Yeah. But that's what I'd like to but that's what I think would be entertaining, and yeah, it'd be someone who opposes my point of view on some things. People have told me, Pat, that might be something you want to do. Why not? But yeah, we'll have to vet them obviously and talk to them.
Oh yeah.
What's up?
I just saw something funny that someone said in the chat. Someone was saying, "Detractors, this is the weather."
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Problem is there's people out there that are out there that don't like a lot of the things that a lot of people do. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it mainly revolves around it mainly revolves around the whole clickbait controversies and all that. I'm not just talking about me. I'm talking about a bunch of other YouTubers as well. But yeah.
And no, I am not an example of it because I post content that's non-AI
Yeah.
and non-clickbait.
Fair enough. Yeah. But yeah. If either of those guys watch this show tonight on rewatch, I don't know if they're watching it live. Come on the show come on the show. I don't know how it's going to go, but I'd be happy to
fun.
have a conversation and have a discussion. That's my spiel for right now. Let's talk Atlantic before we go.
The fun stuff awaits.
Well, the fun stuff, yes.
Pat,
fun is in quotation marks. Yep.
there is something that I would talk about the Atlantic. So
Go ahead, LT.
You know what? Actually, you do yours first.
All right.
Because mine's about like the temps.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. All right, that's fine. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. All right, so here's the situation. All right, so here's the situation that we got. So we have the European ensembles pulled up for you. There's not too much going on. Zero Z had some interesting stuff going on in the main development region. That's that. That's in the next few days. But I looked at the operational. Doesn't really seem to correlate with that. Looking at let's look at the GFS ensembles. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the same problem as last time. Weather Nerds model servers are currently exceeding load capacity. Thank you, Weather Nerds. Thank you very much.
Yay!
We finally get to the Atlantic, You had 2 hours to do this, and you chose the last topic of the show to do this. Thank you,
It
Weather Nerds.
decided to nope itself out.
Yeah.
Rip.
Okay, we got it. Okay. This is the GFS. This is the 0Z right here. So I want to see what the 12Z was showing, just out of curiosity. Okay, yeah, not too much going on in the MDR. But the GFS is hinting at a few things going on in the Gulf again. That is interesting.
I did see a system in the Gulf when you were like on like the Gulf in the Atlantic area replaying the loop. There was something in Honduras and Nicaragua that
Which model?
they could put
Which model?
no
Satellite?
satellite.
Oh, it's okay. I'll look at the satellite real quick.
Yeah, it's the one that you
Oh, I
were
see.
looking
Yep,
at.
I see.
It's on
Yep,
Honduras and Nicaragua.
I see.
I think
It's
that's what they're referencing.
Oh yeah, that actually reminds me too. With the Atlantic, I got something after LT finishes his point.
yeah.
No, I finished.
Go ahead,
Oh,
Logan.
So this was actually pertaining to the last area of interest that we had.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that the area that was marked was not the right area where it was actually the most intriguing,
Yeah.
where I
Mhm.
was actually monitoring for development. As per the NHC, for example, had this thing, and they had the area of interest inside of a front that was detached from an upper level low, which even though it's upper level, still was more than likely going to had the most potential to do something.
Yeah.
In addition, with another upper level low that was to the west southwest, I believe I talked to you about this, Pat, actually,
Yeah.
and all evidence pointed to the sign that that little area could do something, and this is actually something I looked into when you talked about it on your one video with the AOI before it updated to an area of not being marked anymore, which
Yeah.
actually I talked to Trevor and LT about this too,
Yep.
and we
Yup.
both agree that they should have kept it marked for a little while longer.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's actually something I wanted to bring up. Was just
Okay.
Can
Yeah, I
I
it
remember
was not
that.
right.
but can I butt in real quick?
Go ahead, LT.
Go for it.
On his point. Yeah, agreed. So much agreed. Um the the main part of the convection was, correct me if I'm wrong, further south of where the NHE put
Yep.
the AOI.
Southwest, actually.
And Southwest. And
Mhm.
get this, it could have been like, would you say like a 20 to 30% chance of being sub?
I would say still 10 to 20, just because
10 to 20.
there wasn't too much convection around that low.
Sure.
Yeah, but it at least had some sort of chance of possibly being
Yep,
a sub, and
exactly.
they just discontinued the AOI.
And didn't even take into account that second area of low pressure, which almost did like a Fujiwara because that one trough wasn't influencing it, and it was actually causing that trough to move, that low to move further south and west. And also, that brings me to another point too with the Atlantic this year. This is actually with Tropical Storm Arthur. I don't think they had the correct center of this storm when most of its impacts were over Louisiana. I think I showed you this last time, Pat, and I don't know if we ever talked about this on stream with Recon,
Yeah.
but they found an area of lower pressure that was not the center and that had stronger winds surrounding it, which was over the central Gulf, moving towards Louisiana,
That was
as
Arthur.
opposed
Yeah.
to a low. Yeah,
Mhm.
as opposed to a low that was just riding the coast of Texas, which makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
just made
That's.
no sense. I just
Yeah,
looked at it
we'll
and I'm
need to
like, what
look
are we
at it
doing,
during the
NXT?
postseason analysis. I hope NHC takes a look at that personally. That to me seemed a little iffy, right there. So we'll have to see what I want to see what the NHC does, if they double or triple down, or if they go, okay, this was interesting. I just want the NHC to address it honestly, because
Yeah,
that
they've been
seems
messing around this year.
like I wouldn't, geez,
Mhm.
I wouldn't say they're messing around too much. I would say just they
Yeah.
need. I'm not going to bash the NHC too much on the show or anything like that, because there's a chance that
Yeah.
yeah, and all that, but because it's possible that there's a possibility that I could see if I could get some of them to come on the show and explain their thought process and all that. But
Mhm.
what I want the NHC to do is I want them to address what was going on and why they marked it the way they did, and I want them to know their thought process, because the NHC, like, I remember this from my internship at the NWS. You look at the AFDs, you look at the discussions, you look at the forecast map, but you don't know what the discussions are behind the scenes. I got to
Yeah.
experience that when I was in Nebraska 2 years ago now. And what I want from the NHC is, hopefully, either if it's privately or on the Triple P show, I can ask them these questions and go, "Hey, what was up with this with Arthur right here? We found some wins right there. Did you guys see that?" I want to know their thought process. And I think this would be a good opportunity for, say, someone on the in the NHC, or someone who's affiliated with that, to come on the show and give their thought process to it. I don't want them to spill any like secret information or anything like that. I know that's very dicey over there, but yeah.
Yeah,
I definitely like to be here on that too, because there's a lot of stuff I have to ask them about. I would want to ask them about if anyone were to ever be on here. Like,
Yeah.
for example, Milton, for example, and actually Melissa. There's some methods that I find a little questionable, especially with Melissa, because they stated that they only have about a 90% accuracy on most postseason analysis forecasts. So that got me wondering, and because they also mentioned that they missed stuff, or also the fact that they don't have accurate reductions and estimates on SFMR for Melissa, and didn't get the stronger side of the storm.
Yeah.
Also,
Well,
I think they also missed the area of lowest pressure because they had the outer edge of the eye, and thus I think the low pressure was actually in the mid 880s.
well, to kind of defend the NHC,
Go ahead.
um, it'll be a death wish if they were to go to the stronger side of Melissa. It
Yeah,
was
I
right
I
Hugo
give
and
them
there.
'89
that.
taught them that.
That's like
Yeah.
one of the that's Melissa and Milton are two of the interesting cases that we could say, hey, if you, like, for example, Milton had the small eyes, so we couldn't really
Uh-huh.
blame them if they got
Missed
if
it.
they didn't
Yeah.
get the eye.
Yeah.
And for Melissa, um the winds were so strong, like they could just tear apart any plane because um like uh like the winds were just violent.
Right.
Or volatile, I'd actually say. I mean, there was one NHC mission that they actually had to abort because of how bad the winds were. In that, I actually think I think the storm was 195 miles an hour at that point.
Wait,
Mhm.
I know there was
Yeah, but
another
there's
situation with Felix in '07 where they had to abandon the flight because there was there were ice pellets and grapple that were falling in that storm.
I heard from Milton that there was hail in the core, like near the core.
Yeah, that was a similar situation to Felix. That doesn't surprise me, if that's true.
you
Hail
you
for a
know,
plane is a death sentence.
Yeah.
What's up?
yeah. So I've kind of compared this to, and I talked to an individual about this, how the NHC and Joint Typhoon Warning Center both aren't accurate. If you're wondering what the Joint Typhoon Warning Center put Melissa at, 175,
Yeah.
completely
Ooh.
underestimating the NHC.
Ooh.
I posed
Damn.
the idea of
Ouch.
completely getting rid of that agency and just letting the NHC take over for them, because they can't do crap right.
The NHC?
Mhm.
The NH so basically getting rid of the Joint Typhoon Warning Center and replacing them with the NHC.
Yeah,
Sure.
I
Because
agree with that.
that agency can't do crap
Well,
right.
here's the deal.
Honestly,
And
yeah.
I don't I don't know what Joint Typhoon. I don't know if they use the same system or different systems or
They use
whatnot.
the same system as the NHC.
Okay, they use the same
1
system.
minute sustained.
Yeah, okay. Here's the deal.
They like to go even more conservative.
Yeah, the thing with the NHC is because Joint Typhoon Warning Center is the entire Pacific Ocean, and there's a lot of islands, yes, out there, but it's mainly out to sea, so they can be a little bit more lenient and a little bit more liberal with it. NHC has a lot more land to deal with. They have the Greater Antilles, the Lesser Antilles, the Bahamas. They have Central America. They have Florida. They have the Gulf Coast. They have the East Coast. You got to understand
Yeah.
geography with this as well, and you got to be careful because there are hundreds of millions of people that live in the Atlantic Basin, and just you have to be careful if you're the NHC to designate an area of interest. People like me, yes, we look at stuff and go, hey, we think this could be should be designated based on our own analysis, and the NHC can agree or disagree with that, but they have to be more conservative because they are like Joint Typhoon Warning Center, their jurisdiction, yes, they have a lot of people and all that, but their jurisdiction is mainly a giant body of water with some islands, with a lot of islands in it. Yes, there are some systems that do impact the mainland China. Yes, there are some that impact Korea, Japan, the Philippines. Haiyan is an infamous example. I am not saying that they are not important at all. Don't take that the wrong way. But what I am saying is the NHC has a lot more land to deal with than the Joint Typhoon Warning Center. That's the point I'm trying to make. And that's why they have to be more conservative, because there are hundreds of millions of people that are in their jurisdiction. Same with the Joint Typhoon Warning Center too, but at least in the areas of risk, there are a lot more people. There are a lot more people in the way in the Atlantic than there are in the Pacific, and that's kind of my take on it. Again, please do not take it the wrong way. This is just my opinion on it right here. Yeah.
But when you have that agency is saying for for Melissa 175, really get out of the
Yeah.
Atlantic and let the NHC do their job,
Yeah.
or get out of the East Pacific too, because they're also doing East Pacific, and I don't get it.
Oh yeah.
Like if you're gonna underestimate the whole intensity of it, don't even cover it.
I beg to differ with that because that could pose that could pose a threat to land and all that. That's just yeah. Also too. Sometimes like we don't get sometimes a system is so strong we can't always get all the data. Milton, Melissa, for example, like there's cases where we may not be able to get the data either. So because of how strong and because it's just too dangerous. At that point, NHC has to work off of a bunch of other stuff like satellite Dvorak and all of that. Like
yeah, they want to save lives, not hurt. Just fly
this is why
into
I've
a
come
violent
exactly.
storm.
This is why I'm kind of in here to defend the NHC a little bit because they have a lot more land to work with than the Joint Typhoon Warning Center.
I'm not disagreeing with anything.
Yeah, I agree with Pat here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Is there
So
anything?
agree.
All right. Is there anything else we want to go over? Because
Yes.
let's
regarding that situation,
Yeah.
too. This is kind of continuing. I don't mind if I go first, LT.
Yeah.
You go.
All right.
You go.
That's
Another thing too.
All right. Let's make
As
it.
a personal
all right. Let's
hot
go
take
ahead
of
and
mine.
get this done. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. Personal hot take of mine is the JMA using a 10-minute sustained wind instead of like a 3-minute or a 1-minute sustained wind, making it hard to actually estimate an actual intensity because 130 miles an hour on a 10-minute sustained wind can be anywhere between 180, 185 miles an hour, 175 miles an hour. There's so many different possibilities that it's just not very accurate per se for what an actual storm's true strength is.
Sure.
For example, with Senlaku, they had 130 miles an hour, 905 millibars, while the current official is 185 miles an hour, 891 millibars, or no, 890 millibars, correct, LT?
Yeah.
Yep. That's just a personal hot take of mine.
All right. LTW, go ahead.
I'm going to start streaming. I want to talk about this Neo.
Ooh, yes, that's a real...
and the inevitable crash of the Nino. So I'm gonna go on the Nino first. So as you see here, this is what the theoretical Nino looks like right now.
All right.
Pat, you
Oh, what's
you
up?
want to share with the audience?
Oh,
You want to share with
I
the
already did.
audience?
Already did. Yep, you're good to go.
Yep.
You're good to go, dude.
All right, good. So the Atlantic is relatively gonna be below average, while the
I would actually
typhoon in
call
the
that average.
Pacific.
Hmm.
Yeah, but it's relatively below
Yeah.
to average. But I digress. And the Pacific is gonna be fairly active.
Yeah.
Um, and as we go on, you could see the Kansas um goes has like a long tongue. Kind of like what we saw in like maybe 2015, 97.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, that's just gonna help the Pacific. And note the months: September, October. This is roughly like 4 or 5 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm at C.
Yeah.
Um,
Celsius. For
yeah,
everybody else.
this is December, and then watch this crash. January, February, March, April, May,
Oh.
June.
Yeah, this is something I've
Just
actually been
in
saying for a
time.
while.
Yeah, we've been
And then
talking
watch,
about this is 2027.
Yeah,
yeah, watch
I've been
the
telling everybody I've been
also.
talking to that if this were to happen in 2027, the 2027 hurricane season would scare the hell out of me
Not
if
just
that were to
yeah,
happen.
like especially if nothing goes in the Caribbean either with all that OHC, it'd be kind of like 2024 all over again.
Oh no, we remember 2025? I mentioned in September. Hey, if something doesn't form in the Caribbean, some it when something forms there, it's gonna explode.
Melissa,
And what happened?
Melissa.
The
Yup,
molecular monster that never was expected.
Yeah, I had to.
Basically,
yup.
Yeah, I was. Yeah,
I
unfortunately,
kind
I
of
wasn't able to
expected
cover it because I
something.
was doing because I had just personal stuff going on. I was up at my university for homecoming, but yeah,
basically, if this actually happens in June of 27, it looks like the area's gonna go red.
Yeah.
So if this happens, we could be facing another 2005.
So
I'd say
by the
more like
way, I
let's
27
not
just
seemed
jump to. Let's
crazy.
not speculate just yet. We need to get through
I
this
just
hurricane
want to
season first.
finish. I just want to finish this
Go ahead.
real quick before
Yeah.
um. So this is December. Yeah, December 2026. January, February, March, April, June.
That's May.
Oh,
Yeah.
you forgot May.
This is June. This is June.
It's May. That's June. Holy hell.
This is June.
Okay, the main
Look
thing I
at
need to.
that Atlantic Nina.
Yeah. Yeah. Main thing we need to watch though is those subtropics. Is it going
Yep.
to is those warm waters going to surge back into the subtropics or are they going to stay concentrated in the tropical Atlantic? That's the
They
thing.
look like in
Looks
the tropical. That looks like majority in like the
Yeah. Look at the
Sargasso
Caribbean.
Sea.
yeah.
Look at the
It
Caribbean.
actually looks
Yeah,
close to
dude.
home.
Yeah, dude, look at the Caribbean. Look at Colombia and Venezuela.
Yeah, this looks actually close to home.
That's
Yeah.
I think 4 degrees Celsius above average in some areas.
Oh no.
That's 7 degrees Fahrenheit. Like, what's the
You
water
know, this is
temperatures?
kind of
Hold
giving
on,
me.
this is important. What's the water temperatures right now? 27, about 27, 28 off the coast of Colombia, Venezuela. What is the climatological mean as of right now? Looking at it, let's see. You know what? I'll just use this. I'll use the SST anomalies. Dude, that's bad. Like, that's below
Yeah.
average right now.
Mm-hmm.
If that flips, that like we'll see easily 30 degrees Celsius. from that. That's
Oh my
86 degrees
God.
Fahrenheit.
It doesn't mild. All we need is one storm, then it starts it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You're telling me.
Also, LT, show him the Nino 1+2 and show him how crazy that's that.
Oh yeah.
YSOC, by the way.
Yeah. Let me go to
Okay.
dang it, I can't get
Oh
I'm
boy.
gonna do it right here. It's at right now 3.431C. By the way, this is OISST,
That's
so
Nino
it's
1 and 2. Oh, that's gone up to past 3 degrees Celsius.
yeah.
For a
All we
while.
could say is bye bye Atlantic season.
Well, not too sure yet, but
Not qu-
I will say
Yeah, this
I've noticed that the Nino 1+2 region affects the Atlantic more than the Nino 3.4 region tends to do so.
Mhm.
yeah.
Also, look at that thermocline.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, yeah. And look at that ice. Look at
Yeah,
this one.
that is pretty problematic right there.
Agreed.
All right.
Here's the
Yeah.
sea surface temperatures for oh God. We're
Okay.
July.
Yeah. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, LTW. Thank you very much for that. Okay, you're showing the Pacific
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
by the way, this is the Western Pacifics.
Yeah.
The storm's like what, right here? Correct me if I'm wrong.
What's up?
Where's the storm? Like
That's
right
yeah,
here?
it's right where your cursor is. That's where the Bavi is. Yeah, that's moving into 30
S-
degrees Celsius waters.
yeah. I
Cool.
can't look it on Cyclonic WX because it
Mhm.
defaults to CRW, and when
Sure.
I try and go on OISSD,
Yeah. Fair
just
enough.
it just blanks out.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So that's what's been going on. We're gonna go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, guys, and end the stream if that's okay with you guys, because we covered a
Yeah.
lot.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
we've been on the air for over 2 hours. And yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna end it right here. I know it's we covered a lot of things tonight. We had our first guest on the Triple P show tonight, so clap that up. Clap that up. We're gonna do our best to get more guests on the show. I will also say this too. What I'm eventually aiming to do is, unless there's like extreme weather coverage, like we had Bavi tonight and all that, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
but unless there's extreme weather coverage we need to talk about, what I'm wanting to slowly pivot towards is more so like instead of just regular Pat's Path Richter streams, more so like navigating it to towards like the guests that come on the show, like like maybe doing interviews, getting their takes and all that, and then pivoting towards the weather towards the second half of the show. That's kind of what I'm aiming towards with this. Obviously tonight David had a very limited appearance right here, but we
Mm-hmm.
are making progress, ladies and gentlemen. We are making progress, and this is going to be very, very fun for sure. The next Triple P show will be on Friday, July 10th, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. Those people I talked about earlier, if you want to come on the show, go ahead. Let me know. And yeah, let's see if we can get some fun with that. Join the Storms United Discord server. It's the link in the pinned chat right there. Also, like and subscribe if you are new. The goal, as always, is to get more people engaged with weather. Since the last Triple P show, we hit 15,000 subscribers. Got to clap that up, too.
Yeah. On my birthday at that.
Nice.
Yeah, some magic on that. But,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
And actually some irony, too.
For
I was
sure.
actually supposed to be born on July 10th.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to close it out. Thank you very much for joining tonight. Thank you for the likes, subscribers, and the donations tonight. It means a lot. And we will continue to do the Triple P show going forward. And yeah, we're just going to make this better one episode at a time. This Friday, I hope we're going to have a very big step forward. Tonight was a good step forward in the right direction. We need to keep it going. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful night, guys.